Hi friends, Andy Vegan. Recipe for breakfast in summer, now these days, ice cream, fruit salad, yogurt. Very simple, 3 parts. I begin with the yogurt. My combination today, the theme, so to say, is apricots and raspberries. I tell you, I love this combination. So I try some combinations with it. Yeah. The center is this raspberry apricot, and then I have today a date cashew yogurt. Very simple, just cashew yogurt. I show you how to make it in another video linked under this one. It's just blending cashews and water with a bacteria culture, acidophilus, overnight. I make the yogurt and then it goes into the fridge. Show that in the video. The other video is I show you that how to make date mousse, also very simple, just blending dates with water. Lasts for 7 days in the fridge. And then it begins to turn sour. It can. So I would use it in 7 days, maximum. That is safe. But then, and it would be sad to lose the dates because they are so precious. One of our best sweeteners, healthiest sweeteners. And they make the yogurt just right for this fruit salad. You need the right texture, you need the right flavor. And the texture now is a little bit creamy, but not creamy, not too creamy. If it is too creamy, I just add some water, but this yogurt is okay, 1-to-1 ratio, a little bit more water maybe. And here I have 1.5 cups of apricots and 1.5 cups of raspberries. So they have different kinds of sweet sour flavor. Your fruit oftentimes have this critical combination, this characteristic combination, sweet and sour. That word fruit, the main fruit flavor is usually sweet sour. They have a lot of sugar when they are ripe because when they're not ripe, they're sour and then they turn into ripeness with the sugar. And then you have that flavor. And there are endless variations. And raspberry has a sour affinity. That means you don't taste the sour flavor so much. It's hidden a little bit. It's a background. When you combine it with something sour, all of a sudden it tastes so sour. And you don't know where it comes from. It is the raspberry. It has this sour affinity, as I call it. And the apricot is different. They also have a sour flavor. Apricots are sweet sour. And but that is a little bit bitter in the background. And that bitter, the tartness, that natural flavor is so nice when you have just a little bit of it. So apricots have an amazing flavor. There's so much more to it to explain. You know, every plant can produce thousands of phytonutrients, nutrients that are only made by plants. Every single one of them. And all these contribute to the flavor. Many of these contribute to the flavor. Flavor is also a nutrient. The fragrance is a nutrient. And the texture, of course, a nutrient. As all these things are nutrients, and they play together, all these thousands of nutrients in one plant. And so you don't really know what they're exactly doing in the body. And the flavor is like something very complex. So to explore these flavors, these plants, how they play together, I create my recipes. I create a new one every single day. I think it's a wonderful idea because there is endless variety in the vegan world, plant-based kingdom. Here is my fruit salad for today. It's just date mousse with cashew yogurt, around apricots and raspberries. And I will put on top of vanilla ice cream. I'll show you that in a moment when I get my frozen bananas. Frozen bananas, they should be ripe when I freeze them. I learned that because then you get the nice fluffy texture from the ice cream. Otherwise the ice cream gets a little bit gooey. And for the Blitz ice cream, to make the scoops right away without freezing again, I make it in a food processor, fit it with the S blade. That is a large blade, larger than in a blender. The blender is faster, creates more heat, melts the ice cream. So to avoid that, to make the scoops, I take really ripe bananas when they are frozen, and also they should be frozen very cold. To get this Blitz ice cream, you better have a very cold freezer. You cannot do that if the freezer is not that cold, or you only have a blender or so. You can make the same ice cream, the same recipe works, but you might have to freeze it again. It takes a little bit more time, but well, that's technology, right? And you have the right technology, it's easier. So the bananas frozen and really ripe, then cashew flour. That gives it the banana ice creams. That's a trick I found the last year when I began with the ice creams on the previous. That makes the ice cream in the food processor, the Blitz ice cream, almost like from the ice machine. It's really cool, this trick. Cashew flour, but you can take any kind of flour, nut flour, seed flour. Here, the electric coffee grinder does the job in seconds if you don't purchase it. Or you can also take a mortar. I added a mortar. It's also easy. It takes a little bit more, but it's the same basically. And then I have the flavor compounds here. Date mousse again. It was in the freezer, as you see, it's a little bit colder. And also vanilla powder was in the freezer, only for a couple of minutes. And everything in the freezer that goes in here, even only for an hour, half an hour or so, because then you have some more minutes, seconds to process, and that can make all the difference for the ice cream, because the longer you can process it, the nicer the texture. You get this creamy texture, and there might not even be chunks in it. You're lucky, you have enough time to process. There will be no chunks in the ice cream, so you don't need an ice machine almost. Blender dance for Blitz ice cream. Look at my vanilla Blitz ice cream. The color is right. It's the little gray from the vanilla. So vanilla is one of the most amazing spices I know. It opens a flavor space, a space in my mind for the flavors, for all the flavors to really come through. That only does vanilla does that. It's amazing. And bananas are really close to that. The scoops are perfect, by the way. The ice cream has the right texture. I was lucky. I have some experience now, and I know how to do it. When I began with this, when you begin maybe, you might not know exactly how it happens and when you have to stop and so, but I tell you, it's all worth it. Try a little bit. It's easy, and it's really doesn't take so much experience to get out. To find out some of the tricks here. For example, that the banana has to be ripe, really ripe, with brown dots outside, and that it has to be really cold, all the ingredients of the ice cream, put them in the freezer for some time, then it's almost easy done. And in seconds or minutes you have your wonderful Blitz ice cream and can enjoy in summertime the most amazing breakfasts here. I never tried this before. I'm very excited. Vanilla goes very nice with raspberry, rather the other way around. The raspberry likes vanilla. Apricots too, they love vanilla. So let's see if that works. I'm sure it will, but I have to taste it myself. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like the video, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Give me a donation maybe. Thanks button under the video, extra for you. And you can further the vegan cause through MD Vegan. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and